Sunday. No, hey, you know what? We got a couple more weeks of this before Friday nights become prediction time. But tonight, let's go over the final joint practice versus the Chargers, the Bolts, in their brand new SoFi Stadium. Ah, man. Guys, be hard. Be still, my beating heart. The Niners versus Chargers final workout plodded along at a lower intensity today as the teams prepare for the big Sunday exhibition in the brand new place. Tonight, we'll go to the phones after previewing the media details of this final day's practice action in SoCal involving the Niners versus the Chargers, while collecting your thoughts and reactions. And fam, after we get through talking about that, after you see what you've seen, down to the last couple of weeks, in fact, give some insights and predictions on what you're expecting to take place Sunday. Who's going to shine? Who's going to fall out of favor with Kyle? Who's going to be on that cut list Monday morning? Kyle's going to say, ain't no point in us continuing. You're done. He won't do that, though, but I was just laughing about it, you know. But, didn't they do that last year a little early? Because when we first heard about people getting released, it was sort of trickling down in the final days before they were supposed to give the big list, right? So, it's kind of an insult. Like, when you look at the guys that have been asked to say goodbye, they must have been really struggling. By the way, Debo left Friday today's joint practice against the Chargers a little bit early. The team's training staff examined him before he walked to the sideline, and Coach Shanahan is telling the media the team will know more after receiving MRI results. Man, I don't want to see nobody doing no MRI in August. And Coach is quoted saying, Debo, he had a tight glute today, so he pulled himself out of practice. Thank you, Debo, before it got any worse. I know he's getting the MRI right now, so I'm in the same boat as you guys are. I'm sitting here waiting to get the news. Oh, God, why can't we keep him? He was doing yoga and everything else. Fam, maybe... Man, I saw something on Twitter. Somebody said it's his running style that's going to keep him constantly having to fix that. So I don't know. I just don't know if there's anything he can do to improve that. Good news is Nick is looking even quicker after his injury. Nick looks like a quicker, stronger, leaner version of the player who won the NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year in 2019. And he has been relegated to individual drills during 49ers training camp this summer. He's still looking ready to be unleashed. You heard Fred Warner wants him released now. He still looks ready to be unleashed after his 2020 season ended after just 11 snaps in the 49ers' second game. As you remember that horrid scene, we watched Nick ride off on the meat wagon. Nick's hard offseason work has resulted in his body fat being lowered. Are you ready for this? 3%. Fam, do you know how hard you got to diet and work to get your body fat down to 3%? That man's, the dude, you can like walk up now to his abs. You ever see guys' abs where you can actually, between the six pack, you can actually do like this. One, and you got depth. Your fingers go in just a little bit. 1, 2, 3. They're like shelves. Nick may have that 8 number going on. You know where they start way right below the scrotum. 1, 2, 3, 4. Dang, Nick. Are you hungry? Woo! Hey, so his hard off-season work has resulted in that body fat being lowered to 3%. But last month, Nick was saying he was performing combine drills much better than he did as he prepared for the 2019 NFL Draft. Nick, boy, I tell you what, work ethic. This dude is textbook. DC D'Amico believes Bosa will be better upon his return from that torn ACL in his left knee less than a year ago. DC D'Amico said of Bosa, quote, On the side, it looks really good. I'll say that. His drills and all the individual stuff that he's doing, he's looking fast. He's looking explosive. So it's just a matter of any time guys come off an injury, the biggest hurdle is mentality. Falling on the ground and getting up and understanding you're okay. Most guys just have to go through that process. Once he goes through that and sees he's fine, then I think he's going to be better than he was his rookie year. In that case, we need to pray for every opponent on our schedule. Nick was already raising hell in 2019. He's had a whole year rest. He's been training like a monster that he is. And now they're about to cut him loose. Man, just keep your fingers crossed. Nothing happens to him, though. Well, fam, the Niners wrapped up their second and final joint practice with the Chargers today. It was a low-intensity session ahead of this weekend's second preseason matchup. And that makes sense. No point in busting ass today. Whatever coaches were looking at, they've seen it. You know, the Niners will be seriously taking on the Chargers at SoFi for a late Sunday afternoon contest at 4:30 p.m. or the evening matinee type of thing. I always love to use that term. Jimmy Garoppolo, other than that incredibly bad. You know what, though? When I look at that play with him and Derwin and George, I know people hate on Jimmy immediately, but I salute Derwin James. That was a hell of a defensive effort. George Kittle said the same thing. So, you know, but those who want to blame Jimmy and go nuts, go ahead. I don't care. I'm just saying, Derwin James, that boy's bad. That was pretty. But Jimmy did go 5 of 6 doing 7-on-7 red zone drills, completing passes to Jukes, Brandon Ayuk, ×2, and Haim, before connecting with GK in the back of the end zone for a TD. And during T. Lance's 7-on-7, he completed all 6 of his attempts and threw 2 scores, one to a wide-open River Craycraft and the other to Jermichael Hasty, his second touchdown of the day. Go T! And by the way, Coach gave an explanation as to why this was the day he decided to give Trey some ones time, saying, quote, "Today really because I really wanted him to go against some of these players. I mean, I wanted him to be in there with Joey Bosa, rushing and going against Derwin James out there, and really their first team. And I plan on doing that randomly, and I wanted to make sure that I did it today to get him started, especially against a different team." Makes sense because, you know, they ain't going to have no love. And, you know how people love – NFL players love to – I mean, doing up a rookie is just what they like to do. We rotate our receivers in there so much. Continue with Kyle Shanahan's quote. We rotate our receivers in there so much. I mean, if you look at our 2s and 3s, you're still going to see George Kittle out there. Depending on the play, you're going to see Debo. You're going to see Brandon. So the only thing we really keep consistent with that is the quarterback and the O-line. And so it doesn't really matter that much who does or who he's with. But to me, it does matter who he's going against and having a chance to go against a different team today. I wanted to make sure, at least in the unscripted period, where we've got to move the ball a little bit, that I gave it to him. Unquote. As he's T. Lance getting his feet wet with the big boys. And he did well. He did well. Haim. You know, I think sometimes Haim is just like the dude. Usually I think he goes in first or second gear to give people a chance. He downshifted all the way into the 4th gear and into I mean, the dude opened up the offense 11-on-11 and worked with a big run. Whew. Did you see that? Yeah. And what I hate is the afterburn after that dude goes by, man. That was him. Was that what that was? Heem did it to him, man. He did the Heem down in SoFi. He took the hand off from JG and bounced to the outside for what would have been a 70-yard touchdown. Well, I tell you what, everybody said, we got to get rid of Heem next year. You got to get rid of Heem next year. I'm going to tell you right now, if he looks good all year long and doesn't get hurt, shoot, care who we got on the roster. I'm keeping that. T. Lance saw first-team reps during the full-team move, and as I told you, the ball period to focus on zone read packages. And his reps included a shovel pass to Debo, quarterback design run for approximately 15 yards. A throw up the middle to Samuel and a toss to the run to Mohamed Sanu Sr. Ow! Killer commented on the new look. TL brings to the table saying, quote, there's a lot of that QB option stuff that I'm still learning how to do. There's some bumps, but he's natural out there. He's good in the huddles. He calls the plays. It's obviously a couple different plays here and there, but it's fun to do new stuff sometimes, and I thought he did a good job, unquote. He's growing. He's growing. He's growing. And then there was Fred Warner. The defense, man, the defense just smothered these guys yesterday. What? The Chargers got, 3 points yesterday? Fred Warner went out there and smacked. Fred Warner forced an incompletion on a pass intended for Chargers running back Austin Eckler. Fam, you know how fast Austin Eckler is? I mean, Fred. And safety Kai Nakua broke up 2 passes during 11-on-11 drills on throws intended for wide receiver K.J. Hill Jr. and tight end Matt SoCal. Garoppolo was a perfect 6 for 6 during his second 7-on-7 period with passes to Trent Sherfield, Ross Dwelly, Juice, IU, Kittle, and Hasty. Eddie Yarbrough moving to the defense, and Samson Ibukam both notched quarterback pressures. Kevin Givens notched the would-be sack. I'm not cutting him. I don't care what anybody says. Lance closed out the final period with a touchdown to Hasty in the left corner of the end zone. Kittle is now thoroughly impressed with Hasty as well. It got George's attention as he says about Mrs. Hasty's baby, boy, this. Quote, I love Hasty. He gives me a Jeff Wilson Jr. vibe. He goes kind of into a dark place, and he just runs and runs. And he's violent. And he's explosive, his cuts that you guys see. He just jukes people out. But he still has this nice forward lean to him where he's just always running through contact. He's not the biggest guy, and he looks like he's going to get blown up by a linebacker. But how he dodges the big hit and bounces off of stuff, I love that. And he's relentless, too. He's a guy that will take 10 reps in a row, does not care. Quote. Phil, I said this the other day, but I sort of got, smacked down when I answered the phone because who was that said he dances too much in the hole? See, because Trey Sermon ain't showed me anything yet. I need to see more from him. I mean, I'm just feeling like, don't get mad. I'm just saying, Hasty is just intensely exciting to me. If I do the pecking order right now, I might say Hasty, Mostert, Sermon, and somebody give Willie Gallman Jr. a phone call and ask him when he's going to feel like doing something we could say, oh yeah. I'm just saying. From what I'm seeing right now, Hasty's a machine out there. But he does have ball protection issues that could pop up at any time in pairs. So if he ever can keep his hands tight around that ball, I don't know. I like him. Fans, speak to whatever you want about today's actions, but also give some anticipations on what you're expecting this Sunday. You know what? If Kyle lets Hasty play, I suspect him to look like he did against Kansas City. I don't want him out there long. So I got a Hasty Sermon thing going on after that. But that first series, Haim, Hasty, double H him. And I tell you what, let me think. Jimmy's probably going to go after the Chargers because of that little session they had yesterday when the Chargers were kicking back. Jimmy had been kicking their ass all day long, and I guess he ran out of gas toward the end of the day. And so he did some stupid things in the end zone, in the red zone. So he got beat up. But I figured Jimmy's going to go after these guys in the first quarter now for the first few minutes he has. I want to see that. And what I want to see is his temperament. Is he going to remain cool, calm, Jimmy? Is he going to turn into okay, UMFs gave me a lot of crap the other day. I'm not tired today. Let's go. If he goes out there with an attitude, I'm going to love it. Because I expect he'll only get a cameo. And then, of course, because the dress rehearsal's next week. And then, of course, it'll be the Trey Lance show, Jack. And I hope Kyle keeps that first string offense in there for a little while, too. Let Trey get some, let him cook. So we see what we got here. I realize he's got to keep a hand on that ball. You know, Trey Sermon dropped the ball, too. I don't know what Bobby Turner does. I understand the 49ers work really hard on these guys not fumbling. So I'm really, God, man. We'll see. Jaime Alazaga. Jaime, what's up, man? Good to see you again. It's Ronbo time. What's up, Niners family? 31-21 Niners. I know if you want to give scores, it's okay. It's a fun thing to do. Give me some anticipation on anything else you want to. Who's going to get the most yardage? Is Fred going to knock somebody completely out? Is he going to get some INTs? Is Trey going to throw another one of them big bombs down the field? All that stuff. You know what I mean? Because I got a feeling teams are waiting for Trey to do that now. Let's see if the Chargers can do anything about it, though. Because I got a feeling him and Sherfield having that conversation. You want to do that again? Yeah. All right. 49ers Lakers for life. What's up? Ray Jr., Debo will be fine. Look at it this way. It could be worse. Ray, I agree, man. Boy, it just kills me when he goes down like that. And Coach Tim says, what's happening? Ronbo Hasty looking good, huh? Question mark, Warner balling out, too. I agree on Jimmy, too. He'll be cool and calm, no worries. I'm looking to see what Trey is cooking. Yeah, it's going to be fun. This is going to be a fun game. See, with our combination, everything's fun now. Everything is fun. As I put on my ears and I say, Eric, come on in, man.
Hey, what's up, Ronbo?
Oh, Eric, man, just looking back at the day. It's funny because the Chargers didn't do too much during practice. Unless they plan on doing something tomorrow, we pretty much shut down all their efforts. I don't know. You're only going to run vanilla offense. I don't see them looking anything like the Kansas City Chiefs. What are you thinking? And also, anything that you may have observed on the today's actions that you might want to comment on? Go, you gotta get it.
Well, first things first, man. I love that matchup between George Kittle and Derwin James. That's so fun to watch. But it pisses me off how Sports Center, they only post Derwin's pick, and everyone in the comment section is like, "Oh, he locked down Kittle," Everyone's like, "Kittle's overrated," and I'm like, "Bruh."
It's either get Kittle or get Jimmy.
Kittle,
one or the other.
Yeah. Yeah. It doesn't make any sense. But as far as the preseason game, how long are the starters going to play?
They didn't announce it. Last week he did say that Jimmy come in for a brief appearance and then it'll be Trey Lance from there. I don't know. You know what? They may go a tiny bit longer, I suspect, with the first unit, but not much more, I would think. I'm guessing, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, again, honestly, I just want to – you're right. I do want to see a little bit more of the starters. I want to see more Trey Sermon, because it did seem like his first game – it seemed like he was just getting the ball and just running. Yeah.
Ho-hum.
He was just –
yawn.
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't anything like what Hasty was doing. That was like, whoa.
See? Right? Maybe it's because Hasty's in his second year, and that's Sermon's first, and he maybe had little butterflies going, overthinking things. We'll see.
And again, for Hasty, it's more that he has to make the team. There's guys in front of him that he has to beat out, and so he's more hungry, And maybe Trey Sermon assumes, hey, I'm a lock to make it on the team. I don't know, but yeah, it's one of those things where I want Sermon to look a little bit more, I guess, open to what he was doing in the first game.
Yes, prove it to us that you are that guy.
Yeah, and man, I'm starting to love Juwan Jennings, man. It's just one of those things. It's like, man,
Eric.
You never know, dude.
Eric, this question for you then. All right. Because I don't know where Sanu ranks actually right now. I think he's number 3 on the pecking order. But now Debo goes down at number 2, right? Now, Debo's not playing tomorrow or Sunday. So who's going to be Debo?
It's a hard thing to say. Most likely, Ayuk is going to be doing the Debo play.
His position's already on the field. Ayuk's 1. But who's going to slip in to the 2 spot? I know I thought about that. I gave myself a headache,
I'm guessing it's most likely Sanu since he's basically the 3 already.
Mm-hmm.
But I would expect them to keep moving the receivers around and keep rotating them,
Mm-hmm.
it's not going to be one of those things where like Sanu's out there, the entire time with the one. I'm expecting, what's his name again?
Well, you got your flanker and if you got your two wide receivers, those are two guys I'm talking about lining up, right? So do you think about Jennings? Because you like Jennings, I like Jennings, I like Sherfield. What do I do with these guys?
Mm-hmm. I don't know. It's hard to say. I'm just going to be honest. It's hard to say.
I know.
It's one of those things where you can't predict what they're going to do.
I gave myself a headache. That's why I brought it to the table tonight. I want to see what everybody thinks about that. Okay, Debo's not playing. That's an empty spot for somebody else to be occupying time in. Who's that going to be? You know what I'm saying? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say. There's a lot of guys out there, so.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
And actually, I'd even like to see Jet Sweet Boy Simba. Kyle's not going to.
Oh, yeah.
Because Richie James, you could say Richie James should slide in at the 3. You got Muhammad at number 2. He's going to be your other guy. X and Y. Who's going to be in the slot? I want my Simba. Ronbo, man, Richie James has been with us for 4 years, man. Don't disrespect. I'm just saying. I just want to see what Simba can do in the slot. That boy, he just intrigues me.
Yeah, but again, with Richie, it's one of those things where we know who he is. It's not one of those things that he's all of a sudden going to go out there and look different.
We don't know.
We know who Richie is. We don't know who. Yeah, we don't know who Simba is. We don't know who Juwan Jennings is. We don't know who Jalen Hurd is. It's one of those things where maybe their potential outweighs what we know of Richie James right now. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Maybe we've overhyped.
Yeah. So
maybe Richie still is the man. I don't know. I need to see.
Again, yeah. You never know. Maybe Richie James goes out there and he puts up 200 yards. We never know.
He owes us from last week, Eric. He needs to. The first miss, I excused him. It was a little too hot for his little hands. But that second one, Richie, you cannot be forgiven for that one. He's got to make a big showing this week, Eric. He really does.
Mm-hmm. So I saw the Chargers players were talking shit to Jimmy G.
They went nuts on him. That's what I was talking about a minute ago. Yeah, Jimmy had been wearing him out all day long, perfect in every series, right?
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, no excuse for his conditioning. Apparently, he ran out of gas, and the Chargers thought that was pretty funny after getting their ass kicked all day. I was amused by them.
It's funny that they say shit like that, even though basically the entire practice field is filled with Niners fans. They can't even have their own stadium. They're sharing a stadium, and on top of that, when they go to their stadium, it's filled with Niner fans.
Yeah.
So you're sharing a stadium, and on top of that, you don't even have fans. So there's no point in talking shit to Jimmy G. They're probably just jealous of him.
You always got to get dudes like that on a team, but not at this level. I didn't see that coming. I said, heckling Jimmy. What are you guys, bush league? What are you kidding me? Go ahead.
I wonder who that was, though.
Yeah,
I want to know exactly who that was on the Chargers. If it was Derwin, man. I really hope George Kittle throws that to him in his face.
Derwin's pretty comfortable in the skin. He knows how good he is. It's those other kind of guys that have been getting abused, and they come back and fire off. Oh, yeah. Oh, you missed that one, Jimmy. Ha, ha, ha. You ain't all that. They pay you too much money. What grade are we in? It's comical to think about.
All right, Ronbo.
All right, fam.
All right, I'll let you go.
All right, I'll actually see you Sunday.
All right, Ronbo. But one more thing. I recently got Madden, and for the people that want to buy it, don't. That shit's trash. Raheem Mostert can't even run down the field because apparently Isaiah Simmons is faster than him. Apparently. Don't get the game. It's trash.
No. Oh no. Oh, I could spend 15 minutes. Okay, thank you, Eric. All right, fam. Talk to you Sunday.
All right, later, Ronbo.
Later, fam. Why is that right? Isaiah can't keep up with him. Come on. What? Papa Doctor. Papa Dragon. Nah. I'm getting there. Oh, my boo.
Ronbo! How's it going, brother?
Gotta give you some music coming in. Pop, it's another weekend gone by before we get into the regular season. We got football coming up on
Right?
Sunday. Gives me more intense feelings. I'm telling you, man, it's gonna be hard to sleep. I can't wait. I don't care if it's
Right.
preseason. I just want to see the boys play ball. You know what I'm saying? And on stage is mid-set, just like Eric just talked about. Eddie down there heckling Jimmy. I said, good. Heckle him. Talk about him. Ask him if he's wearing panties. Do all that stuff.
Hey,
I want to fire him up. Go ahead.
you know how I put it. I said, hey, trust me, they wouldn't be laughing when they see who he's laying in bed with as he checks his bank account status. That'll be the ones. I'm just saying.
He's keeping that stuff quiet because he is in L.A. You worry about that, because Jimmy, man, where you going after you leave here? What? I mean, you're going home, right? Go to the hotel, Jimmy.
No bitches after 11, Jimmy. No bitches after 11. Curfew.
Pop, easy. The one little boy is using that term. But anyway, Pop, give me some on this game. I mean, today's workout. Give me some projections you see coming this Sunday. Anything you want to touch upon, Doctor, because I'm telling you, man, let me sit back. I'm on the edge of my seat. Go ahead.
All right, so I always think about what I would do. And a big part of preseason is looking at your players. So I think one of the first things that I would probably do is that I know what Sanu does. You know what I mean? Sanu is probably going to make the team. He's probably got a role already. I know what he can do, right?
I like that.
So I probably would give him a couple snaps. I give him a couple snaps at flanker.
Sit down.
And then sit him down. Then I would move Jennings to flanker in Debo's spot.
Yeah.
And then I would put Matthews in the slot.
Ooh, yeah.
I would also try. I probably would do some plays with Dwelly there too. But then I put Matthews there because you want to look at the players who are kind of like you're looking for a role for some of these players.
Yes.
And you want players that are versatile that can play multiple positions.
True.
I would also take a strong look at Semba because he can return kicks. I think that James he'll come in probably third, fourth quarter. And we'll see what he does there.
I guess
I'm just saying I know what he can
agree.
do. I know what he can do at this point. It's like, you get your opportunities in the NFL, you don't drop passes. You just don't. They can't be bouncing off your hands, man. They can't.
One question on Richie, though. Do you give him one more look, or do you go ahead and relegate him to the third and fourth quarter?
No, I think we know what we have in him. I really do. I think the only way that he makes the team at this point is if Devo has a serious injury, which I don't think he does.
No.
I just think that he's got a sprained butt. And if he was a real man, like Ronnie Lott, he could cut it off. I'm playing.
Or wrap some duct tape. Wrap some duct tape on it and keep going. Because I love to see him pulling his hamstrings out, just pulling them out his leg. These are in my way. Ripping them out, blood flying everywhere. Devo,
right.
What are you doing? God, come on, man.
He's just playing, baby. Playing. So I mean, that's how I would approach the second game. I mean, because at this point, you pretty much know that you have an idea of probably your top 45 guys, and you got probably 8 guys that are you're thinking about. You got 16 guys you're thinking about out of the last 8. So that's offense. On defense, obviously you want to take a look at Hufanga at different positions all over the field. You really do. Because he's got good instincts, he's making plays, and that's what you want someone to make plays. You know who he reminds me of?
Ooh.
You know who Hufanga reminds me of? He reminds me of 2 players. He reminds me of Wes Borland, and he reminds me of Richard Sherman. Smart players, instinctive players that play. They play the game above their shoulder pads. They're not exceptional at any one thing. They're just very smart in the right place at the right time. So I think that kind of player is worth keeping. So I think he's going to make it, but you're kind of looking at what the backup safety position is looking like because like I said, I've been dealing with turf toe for 8 years.
Oh no!
So,
Hey, Pop, you know exactly what that feels like, then.
Yep, absolutely. It's a sprained big toe. It's basically it feels like your toe's about to come off. It sucks, and it comes and goes too. That's a lifelong injury.
Weather conditions affected.
It's weather conditions, walking the wrong way. You scrunch up your toes too tight, and all of a sudden that joint's out of place again. It's a pain in the tuchus, man. It really is.
How can we expect Clark to make any kind of return in that kind of condition?
That's why you hear people saying they don't know if he's going to play again. That's what took Patrick Willis out. Patrick Willis is gone because of turf toe. 2 turf toes. So yeah, that's something he'll deal with the rest of his life. Debo's going to deal with soft tissue injuries the rest of his career. Something's going on there. He's got to stop eating bacon or something, or go vegan. He's got to do something. He's got to do something to get acid out of his body.
The boy is country.
He's got to get that acid out of his body. Hey, you know what?
I agree.
Tony Gonzalez is from Macon. Okay, they eat all kinds of acidy foods, and he went vegan and played for 15 years in the NFL. 15, 16 years.
Did Gonzalez? Yeah, was he a vegan?
At the end of his career was the last 8 years of his career. He said it extended his career.
Look at Justin Fields.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, exactly. It works, but
he needs to try anything at this point. I feel you on that. Try anything, Debo. Right. Yeah, we ain't even started yet, and your hamstrings are acting up already. Come on, man, do something different.
Same thing with Jimmy G. We know what Jimmy G is. Give him free plays, get him out of there, get the kid in there.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point,
Trey all day too. Trey all day. Okay, I like.
We need to take a good look at Jalen Moore. We got a couple offensive linemen we need to cut. We need to really go hunting for some offensive linemen.
Where are you going to hunt? There's no hunting grounds left. See, at this point in the season, if you're a good offensive lineman, you've already gotten a location that you're working at on a daily basis. There's no good ones out there. It always works. Well, you
forget.
Happens.
Hey, don't forget, we have like $20 million less on the salary cap. At the very end of these cuts, there's going to be some surprising cuts. There's going to be some salary cap cuts, in my opinion. So it's like there'll be some players out there, I believe. So we'll have to see who's out there.
The Eagles got a guy they're trying to unload. What about him? I don't know anything about him. Is he any good? Why do the Eagles want him out?
I have no idea. The Eagles has got such a very interesting fan base and a front office, and they just seem to be always in this turmoil over there. So there's no telling. I mean, you got a new coach. New coach comes in, and he's going to like some players, and he's not going to like some players. So
and you got EDP raging on YouTube. He says he defines the Eagles.
Yeah, exactly. I define them.
I mean, he's never happy. Even when they had that Super Bowl year, he finally smiled. My God, Eagles! Do you guys calm down? Doc, look, we ran out of time again because we're having too much fun.
Yep.
It's
too much fun. Too much fun.
I'm gonna see you Sunday though.
Oh yeah, we're definitely gonna talk Sunday.
Yeah, we can.
We'll see what happens. It's gonna be very interesting. Sunday's gonna be interesting.
It is because the defense. I got a feeling the Chargers are in trouble.
Well, I think I really don't think that Shanahan takes these games seriously. I think the Niners are going to lose.
He doesn't need to. I'm thinking that.
But he did. He goes. No, he doesn't. He's not trying to win the game. He's trying to evaluate the players.
He is.
That's why it's going to be very unique. Debo's going to give him the opportunity to evaluate Simba, I think. So look at Simba and look at Matthews. Yeah. So 2 players to look at.
And he will be out there for 2 seconds and sit down. So yeah, you're right. I just don't see the Jets as being their 2s and 3s. I think our 2s and 3s better. We'll see though. All right, fam.
No, they're not. Sunday. No, they're not.
You don't think? Okay.
All right, brother.
All right, fam. All right.
All right.
There goes the doctor is not in the house. I got to remember that the doctor is in the house. The doctor just made his exit. Henry, night, fam. KC.
Yo, what's shaking, Ronbo?
Casey, man, we're looking at this last little workout with the 49ers, and
who died today?
Who
was it?
Who died?
Who died today? How many people made it out alive today, Ronbo?
You know, there was no fighting. No fighting. You know what? There's fighting going on 2 or 3 teams around the league, but the Chargers and 49ers, they weren't fighting. I'm surprised.
Well, I thought you were just saying people were giving Jimmy shit today.
Oh, that. Well, Jimmy didn't go over there and smack anybody or anything. They were just sitting over in the corner.
What happened with that?
Hey, Jimmy, man, what was that? Man, come on, man. Well, how much they paying you? You know, this is
You're
like.
saying that's the Chargers that were saying that?
Yeah, the Chargers over there.
Well, they're just afraid that Jimmy might pancake them, Ronbo.
Well, that's right. The Vikings know about that. They're still, you know, Chargers is mad because Jimmy went downfield deep on him. They didn't know he could do that, probably, right? You got Benjamin running down and scoring a deep shot. And they probably said, "Oh man, that was lucky, man. Hey Jimmy, you can't do that again." You know, and so now, okay, let's just wait on him. You know,
man,
let's get on him.
They're still San Diego to me, Ronbo. You know what I mean? I mean, they're gonna get killed this weekend. You know, it's gonna be the same story. The stands are gonna be covered in red like it's a home game.
I know. I feel.
And Niners are gonna blow them out. You know what I mean?
It's a sad place to be. Oh, but Casey, you know what? Rudy sent me a notice on Twitter saying that the Rams fans are number 2 in buying team paraphernalia. Number 2 in the NFL, right? Best in the West and number 2 in the NFL. I have many theories on that, and I got a feeling the organization is buying up all that stuff and making it appear that they have an audience.
Aren't there like 10 million people living in Los Angeles right now? Of course they've got number 1 in sales, right?
I forgot about that aspect too, though. It's population-wise. You're right. Maybe it's true.
I mean, Rob, have you ever been to Los Angeles, man? It's like a whole other world out there, man.
Several times.
You know, there's more people. There's more people jailed in just L.A. County Jail than literally any other jail in the world annually. That's how big it is, man.
Thug life started. Casey, thug life started in L.A. Of course it is, boy. You know, I love L.A., though. I've never been to L.A. I did love it because, you know, the amusement parks and Hollywood and all that fun stuff. L.A.'s awesome. I just don't like the Rams fans right now.
You know, I find that hard to believe, though, because they were pretty upset with their jerseys for a while. Remember when they switched their jerseys? You know, I mean, they switched their jerseys. They actually made me kind of miss that gold and blue that the Rams used to have. But
hey, Casey, that's it right there.
Man,
Since
I'm
they
looking
got
forward to
these new jerseys, those are going on sale. So, of course,
so, you know, that's how they get their numbers up.
That's how they do it, right?
Yeah.
If we put out a new jersey tomorrow, it would be like, well, we did, huh? But it's still a throwback.
Well, man, you know, I think Ronbo, you know, because I was born in '91, and I had a chance to watch some old highlights the other day from that '95 or '94 season, whatever it was. Mm-hmm. And I was watching, I think it was Brett Jones catch a pass and take it to the house, and I'm like, man, those are some beautiful jerseys, and you guys are going to look real sharp this year. You know, when they bust those out, I'm thinking, man, you might have some flashbacks watching them because you remember that shit. So, you know, for me, it's completely new. But
do we have 2 or 3 games we get to wear those jerseys?
Yeah,
I know we have 2.
So I think things like things like that, and I think things like those Hall of Fame shirts that they had for John Lynch are gonna help go a long way. They need some good juju, you know.
I know, right? We've already got the old-fashioned thing going on in the end zone, so let's do the whole thing up, you know. And bring T.O. in. You know, T.O. wants to play again. Let him play a couple of snaps just to add to the atmosphere.
Did he come out and say he wants to play again?
He did the other day. He announced it.
No.
I'm available.
Well, he's in the Hall of Fame now, right? So.
He's been asking Kyle to play ever since Kyle got there. You know, T.O., man.
Oh, man.
And he's gotten into a couple of foot races with fast. Remember what he did to what's his name over in Kansas City? Beat him. but you know, with a stagger.
And you know who I was thinking about, Ronbo, is what about Larry Fitzgerald? Is Larry Fitzgerald still out there?
Haven't heard a word.
Yeah, and Frank Gore too, huh? Nothing on either of them.
Isn't Frank signed somewhere?
Josh Gordon, Des Bryant. I mean, there's got to be some veterans they can pull in this year, right?
Yeah, Josh Gordon's got to go by the commish first. And I think from what you can probably imagine, Sir Gordon's secretary, Sir Josh Gordon is who? Josh, no, listen, tell him I'm not here. Just tell him I'm not here. Now, how many times is the commish going to sit Gordon down and Josh going to say, Commish, I've mended my ways. I've been seeing a therapist and I can do without my vice is pretty much under control now, and my passion is to come back and play football. If I'm Gordon, if I'm Commish, you know what I got for you, Josh? Go ahead. Let's light one up together.
Some over-the-counter medication.
I just want you to calm down because what I got to tell you is this. I'm not going for this again, Josh. I'll join you anytime you want to smoke a herb, but I am not bringing you back to the NFL. Come on, 4 times, Josh! 4 times!
Oh, man, really?
At least. I might be off a number.
Oh, man, you know what that makes me think of is Alden Smith. Is Alden Smith still a free agent? Or?
I don't know how he does it, but Alton's available.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Cowboys said, Alton, you'll never be a cowboy. And that was into that. So.
Well, anyway, Ronbo, got my Newfoundland here going crazy on me. I'm trying to toss a dog toy around here. I'll let you go tonight, bud.
All right, Casey. I'll see you Sunday.
All right, man,
hopefully you
take
got
it
some
easy,
time.
Ronbo.
Always enjoy talking to you.
Appreciate you, bud.
Thanks, fam. Let me go to say Jay. Come on in, Jay.
What's up, Ronbo?
Jay, man, I'm just sitting back here and taking it all in, man. I tell you, I love this time of year. We got football today. Jay, did you notice anything about today's practice you enjoyed? It was like kind of a watered down situation. But we did. Some of the things I collected was the fact that Debo, that famous leg of his, is acting up, and so he excused himself early during the workout. You got what are some of the other things that happened? Trey got out there and got some time with the ones, which was awesome. And then of course the defense. I didn't hear anything about other than. I wonder how many points they did score today, other than Derwin James picking Jimmy off in front of George Kittle, because Derwin and George, boy, they've been having it. I wonder what they talked about in the huddle before that play. All right, Jimmy, listen, I need a little more. I'll work with. I'm gonna just give you. I'm gonna go quick out. Just get that ball to me. Let's do a smoke route. Just get it to me real quick. So George went out there and cut it. Derwin must have been like. Had his jersey bugged or something. He jumped on that ball so quick it was crazy. Cat-like reflexes on that. Boom! Picked it off and gone. Damn. Derwin James is faster than I thought. Ooh, don't play with Derwin like that. Don't do it. He will hurt you. Him and Fred. So anyway, anything you want to talk about in today's practice? Also, hey Jay, this game this weekend. Because Hasty looked good, give me your running back order. Debo, you're going to replace Debo with who? Somebody else needs to get a look at him? What are you thinking?
Man, I'm thinking that, of course, Debo is not going to play this preseason game.
No.
So I believe they're going to have Jawan Jennings out there and Travis Benjamin.
You think Benjamin's going to get some more? You think Benjamin's going to get more?
Yeah, I think they're going to give him a little more. I think they're going to give him more snaps because I don't think he's going to make the team, so they're going to just probably use him up. You know what I'm saying?
So nobody else gets hurt.
Yeah, that's what I think.
I don't know.
And I just hope that Kyle gets Trey Lance some more reps with the ones, so we can really get assessment on how he's doing.
How it feels in the NFL to get a top competition. Yep, that's what Shanahan was pointing out.
Yeah,
he's not so concerned so much with the offense he's rolling with. It's how he reacts to the defense coming at him, and that's the thing.
basically, and that's what we want to see. We want to see how he do under pressure. You know what I'm saying? And that's the only way you're gonna know where a quarterback is when he's under pressure.
Yeah.
'Cause he can look good in shorts, nobody rushing at him. He's got all the time in the world to throw the ball, but we want to see him in live action, see how he, see how
See how he reacts.
you to the
I want to
game.
know. I want to see him and Sherfield hook up again. See if they can do that again, and because I don't know if these guys. I'm wondering if the Chargers secondary is any better than the Chiefs secondary because I don't even know who's in it. I know the Chargers do have a couple of guys that are pretty good. I remember that. I can't remember their names.
So
But
yeah, the issue gonna be that is if we can keep him upright. You know what I'm saying? That was the issue last game.
Sherfield?
They couldn't keep him upright.
Trey? Yeah.
Yeah, Trey, the offensive line. They didn't, and then they were dropping some of the receivers dropping the ball. So
Story of
You
our
know,
lives.
so it was really all three phases. The line wasn't really blocking that good for him, and then the receivers was dropping the ball, and then he was throwing high a little bit. So hopefully
It was his first game. It was his first game.
Yeah, and you
There had
got to
to be-
look at it. He didn't play in almost 2 years. He only had like one game last year, and so
He's probably slightly
he's
nervous,
rushed. Right. So and yeah, exactly. He was nervous, but that I think he's gonna be a baller. I think what I'm saying. I think once he get his feet wet and he get the rust knocked off of him, I think he's really gonna be a baller, and I think we're gonna be a tough task to deal with once this dude he
And you know what?
Yes.
I just realized.
Yeah.
Sean, you're right. Ashanti Samuel Jr. and also, Derwin James. I don't consider Derwin James. Derwin James is not only secondary; he's edge, he's linebacker. He is Jamal Adams in a taller package. And Hawks
And
fans, I
better.
gotta tell you something. If I had a choice between Derwin James and Jamal Adams, I'd take Derwin in a heartbeat. But go ahead, Jay.
Me too. It's because he got 2 interceptions his whole career, so it's like
And
bro,
Derwin could play. I think he could play any position on the defense. Dude is amazing.
Exactly.
Size, speed, strength. Dude
Yeah.
is tough.
Yeah. It's gonna be a good game. Are they gonna televise that game on TV? Do you know?
You know what?
Ronbo?
I didn't look at the. Last week they said it was on Channel 5. This Bay Area station.
Yeah,
KPIX. I don't. You know what? I don't know. Because I just don't even want to be bothered with the networks. I just go ahead and get Game Pass. So I don't know. You would think so. It's a preseason game. They're in Southern California. It should be showed locally. Jay, but you're in Tennessee. You've got to look into some ways. There's things you can do that I better not talk about here because I don't know who's listed. But just look up ways you can do that because there are several ways. Anyway, go through YouTube and find out. There's ways you can do that. You got to hook up some things on your computer, but you can do it.
Okay. Yes, sir.
All right.
Thanks,
All right, man. Tell you what I'm going to do. Jay, I'm
All right, yo.
going to see you Sunday.
Yes, sir. You have a good night, Ronbo.
You too.
Appreciate what you do, bro.
Thanks, Jay. Night, fam.
Mhm.
Romero Garcia. Hey, he says, do you think, haha, I'm always going to have a problem with his name. Do you think, haha, is going to make the roster? Yeah, definitely. We can't afford not to sign haha. He's the only guy that could, Kwaski's not with us anymore. Kwaski used to be you could put Kwaski in center field if something happened with Jimmy. Now you don't have anybody to cover for Jimmy at the top. Tavares Moore's gone. We actually need haha. He can actually blase and loaf around come out with one shoe on, and he's still going to make the team. We need him so bad. So, yeah, Ha made the team. Thanks for that contribution, Romero. Emilio Emilio. He's at the JOB. Emilio, man, I'm sitting here looking. I'm checking out what's going on this weekend and looking at this today's workout, you know. And I'm telling you right now, Doctor, I think he's would have told me that somebody said that Hasty dances about in the hole too much for him. But Sermon, Emilio, between Sermon and Hasty, who would you start?
Sermon.
Okay.
Well,
I've got no argument to offer.
It's a tough. It is a toss-up, but because Sermon hasn't fumbled yet. Hasty did, but he made up for it.
Yeah.
It depends. You still got to see what they can do during preseason. You got to see what they can do during the game.
Both of them need to hold on to that ball, though. Yeah.
Yeah. So it all depends. I mean, it's a toss-up. You don't know yet. Our running backs are still. We have a whole bunch of them. Raheem looks like so far it's going to start, so he's the number one. Other than that, we still got Mitchell. We got Stern. We got Hastings.
You got Gallman Jr., who you never hear about.
So we got a bunch of running backs. As much as we got receivers, we got a whole bunch of them. So we know who our number 2 is, but who's going to be our number 3? So
no, Debo's out this weekend. Who's your number 2 this weekend?
No, but I know that, but I'm just saying we got a whole bunch of receivers that because we already know who's number 1 and who's number 2.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
One is who's going to be who's at number 3.
Who you going to represent for Debo this weekend?
Man, I honestly don't even know what they. Honestly, I can't even tell you because.
Okay, you can put Sanu there.
Sheffield.
You put Sanu there, but then if you go past Sanu, after that, who am I giving a little extra to?
What was it? God, I forgot the guy that got the 90-yard catch. What was his name again? I forgot his name.
Sherfield.
Sherfield. There you go. You got Sherfield. Oh my goodness.
See, hey, Bill. That's all we've seen him do. I want to know how much more he can do. You got a good point there. I want to see him run something else besides deep route and see if he can do that too. Because if he can do that, he can do everything. Because his downfield speed is good. That's the kind of guy you can go downfield for. And if he got moves across the middle of the field, now he becomes that guy that people don't know what to do with as far as defenses go. So, Sherfield is,
So no, I mean, as of now, we just got we got a whole bunch of number 3s, so we got to figure out who's actually gonna fit.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because when you think about it, we didn't have this many receivers a couple
Not
years
this
ago.
much
We didn't have
talent.
this many running backs a couple years.
Yeah.
So now it's just like who's gonna fit, who's gonna stay, and who you're gonna cut. So now we're getting to that point where
You know what though? I still want to see Juwan Jennings. That boy's determined. He's tough.
there you go. I forgot about you. Yes, they got Juwan Jennings too. So
He'll get some snaps.
The only one I'm interested in, and I'm not sure that he might not play then. His career's done is Hurd. It looks like Hurd's career is over.
See, ain't nobody talking about it. He had another setback yesterday. So I don't know.
No, so I think Hurd is done. Like I said, as much as we want to see him play, I don't. His career might be done at this point.
I mean, the dude, if he was healthy, might be the
49ers done.
Might be the best guy on.
49ers have been carried him already 2 years, 3 years.
That's why.
You know what, dude.
Oh. I mean, he might be dynamic. He may be one of the best in the NFL if we could just get him out there.
Yeah, I mean, we can get a whole bunch of what ifs, but it ain't gonna get you one far. What if he stays healthy? What if he can actually play? It's just he's just questionable. It's just you can't keep going off of what if. It's not getting you no longer.
I know.
like I said, we can say no, but what if he plays? You know, he can be dynamic. But I'm like, yeah, but you can't get punished for it. And we just keep hoping, like, okay, he looks like there's light. But then, another setback. All of a sudden, he's doing pretty good. Oh, another setback. So we keep bouncing back and forth with her. He's not doing the player that's doing it. So
And it's tendonitis. That can you know how that works. People who have tendonitis, it always shows up exactly when you can't stand it. You know.
Yeah, so it's just like, certain situations like that. It's just at a certain point, I think they're going to be like, you know what? We tried, we kept you around. It's time to move on. Like I said, I want to see what he can do. Of course I do, but.
Richie James versus Simba.
Don't even bring that Ronbo. Let that guy go. I told you about that. Let that guy go.
Oh.
We do not use that man's name. That man's done. He's washed.
I do want to see Richie.
No.
I mean Simba this weekend.
Put it to you like this: would you take Sherfield or Richie if you had to really pick?
I mean, it's not even a good question, Emilio. I'm not even going to hesitate. I'm taking Sherfield immediately.
Exactly.
Hey, ask me about Simba versus Richie. I'm going to say, come on, man.
Of course. So you're going to take Simba over Richie. So, like I said, Richie done had his one too many shots. He had one good game. Out of how long he's been in the league now? 4 years?
Yeah.
Well, it's just, you to the point, to this point now. We've had players, you've had your shot, you've only had one time to shine, and you're not going nowhere. It's just, you would like to see these guys shine, you want to see these guys do great, but if you're not showing or producing anything, you're just wasting time in the roster. You're just wasting space on the roster. We can use somebody else that actually wants to play, or actually can play.
Yeah. So, we're going to see what happens this weekend and see if he gets another chance. Emilio, I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to go because I'm late getting in here. I'm going to see you Sunday.
All right.
All right, Bill.
I'll be here.
All right. Looking for you.
Football, so I'll be here.
Night, Bill.
All right. Yeah, good night.
And we say goodnight to Will again. Hey, Ellis! Ow! Ellis. Ow.
Ronbo, can I get like 15 minutes, champ?
Oh, yeah, no problem.
If I can get out this door, please.
Okay,
Thank
go
you.
ahead. All right. Bill.
What? How you doing?
Bill doing great, man. It's just like, we got two more. We got 2 more weeks ago, and then we jump right into the season. And now we're going to go ahead and check out some close-ups on certain guys. And Bill, you look like there's certain guys that you wouldn't have expected. But hey, it's funny because we didn't hear anything about Elijah Mitchell. Elijah Mitchell's running back. Diamador, didn't hear anything about Diamador today. I was hoping he'd have another day because he's been doing these crazy things the whole time. But see, funny, the running back situation. You look at Hasty, and Hasty's starting to look like one of the better running backs because Mostert's already got that. He's the best running back we got. But you don't want him out there too much, right? Because, you got to be careful with that. And then, of course, you got Hasty, Willie Gallman Jr., and then you got Trey Sermon. So, it's going to be interesting to see who the pecking order is going to be.
Trey Sermon put him off the team. He was barely getting any run, breaking away like on the preseason game. So I can't really judge off of one game, but I want to see what he can do after.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Well, you know what? It was his first game at the pro level. He'll play Sunday. I want to see what he looks like. A little more relaxed. Him and Hasty both got to stop fumbling the ball, but you got to see what they look like.
Yeah, you can't be having a fumble a lot because if you remember LaMichael James, he only played one or two seasons and disappeared. Whatever happened to him?
I know somebody asked about that a couple of weeks ago. I have no idea where he is. I think he's out of football for sure, though. But I don't know. I can't remember the last time I heard about him.
I know, he was the reason that, we could go with on that Super Bowl with the Ravens, but you can count on how many fumbles he fumbled in that Super Bowl that we should have even been down to that throw, if you get what I'm saying. If he wouldn't have fumbled many times in that Super Bowl, we wouldn't have had to worry about the refs and all that. We would have been like, hey, we won that. I mean, part of that is also he fumbled a lot. So those guys need to start holding on to the ball.
Yeah. And both Sermon and Hasty, they do have a problem with the handle. So, these are things that hopefully work in camp. Hasty may have improved since last year a little bit, though. So maybe he can finally get that under control. And then, of course, I love bringing up the Simba because I want to see Simba in there versus Richie.
Oh, I like Simba. So, no, I don't care about Richie. When are they going to let him go or trade him or something? They need to get rid of him.
This is Richie's last year, and I have a feeling nothing happens to Richie. He survived last year. You know what you do, Bill? You get hurt in preseason a little before it's time to make the cuts, and the 49ers put you on the IR, and now you're no longer visible, and you're no longer eligible to be cut. You got hurt. We got to take care of you. And give you a settlement afterwards.
Yeah.
He's not hurt now, though.
Because Kansas City's got to make a lot of cuts next year. Kansas City Chiefs have got to make a lot of cuts, and they're going to need somebody cheap like Richie who can't hold on to the ball. So.
Oh, God. And then you've also got the situation with Debo. Debo, I worry about him because Debo, to me, is like if you're building a fire for barbecue, you put the briquettes in there, you pour the lighter fluid on. Debo is the match. You throw on that fire, it just explodes. The 49ers need him so bad. Now, I understand I used to be designated WR1, but Debo, man, that dude is so important. He's so explosive. He can just strike almost as quickly as Mostert when it comes to just causing havoc, So I wish you could see
I have good faith we're going to have a really good year this year. And actually, after today, after coming back from the movie theater, I'm really, really confident. I had a whole row of Cowboys and I dress up with 49er hat, 49er shirt, 49er shoes, a 49er face mask. Yeah. I'm all decked out in 49ers. And it was a whole row of Cowboy fans in that theater. They all moved that row and moved back to the row and was talking trash. This dude has the nerve to come in Texas wearing all 49er stuff and then come into the theater. And they went and told the theater person that my attire offended them. And you know what the guy said?
What?
They didn't realize that the manager was a Niner fan too. If you don't like it, we could ask you to leave and not refund your ticket.
Especially making all that noise.
They were bad. They were salty. They didn't even eat. They had a bunch of popcorn. They didn't even touch their popcorn or their drinks. And I'm thinking to myself, how are they going to feel when we win the Super Bowl? It's 60, and we like 20 years down the road, we have 5 or 10 Super Bowls more, and they have 0. How are they going to feel?
They're going to feel like the Cowboys. They're used to this. Listen, as long as Jerry Jones lives, it's always going to be the same. Jerry Jones doesn't know what he's doing, and nobody can tell him different. So why? As long as Jones lives, that team will still continue to do weird things. So that's kind of funny.
It's affecting them very bad, and I'm loving every minute. Why won't they just burn their tires, become a Niner fan, give up on your teams? We all know that you were deceived, being, Texas boy. Give up on your Cowboys. They're never going to go anywhere. I read all you guys' comments after I left, and for that Raider, whatever his name is, Raider Carlos.
That's it.
Bro. You got a guilty conscience or something? Oh, yeah. You should have read those comments after I got off. Really unprofessional and perverted.
Yeah, I know. It's
He has a thing about. He has a habit of mentioning about things in his mouth. I'll leave it to that.
But we're gonna go. I'm gonna tell you what. I'm looking for you Sunday, and keep working them Cowboys.
Yeah, I'll give you a 49er shout out. And please, this is dedicated to all you Cowboy fans out there. Ronbo, close the show out again with "Mama, don't let your kid grow up to be Cowboy." And keep moving. Spock in the theater. You're gonna have to get used to it. Eventually, you're gonna have to sit next to us. Get over it.
Because there's too many 49er fans in the area, right? Night, Bill.
Going.
Are you ready? Here it comes. A Niner! Big Bill. Night, Bill. Oh, God.
All right, have fun, man.
Oh, Bill. Would you love to live in Texas, maybe for, not during the football season, but right after? And walk around and antagonize people like Bill likes to do? Hey, it's Black Goldberg. Hey, Goldberg.
Yo, what's good, Ronbo?
Everything's good. Will, do me a favor, man. Grow up. Grow the hell up. I keep letting you back in. I keep telling production, let you back in. Will, give me a break, man. What is your problem? Stop spamming. God. You think you know a person. You don't. Get him out of here. Black Goldberg, come on in, man.
Yeah, it was good.
You know, look at the workout today. You know, you see things, a lot of people had a chance to impress. And for this last week and this week, but you know, you look at Hasty, and I keep saying, you know what? Hasty is like, people think Trey Sermon is a guy because he's Trey Sermon, right? Sermon came from, he's working with Justin Fields, actually saved a game for Justin Fields. It was him that saved him against that one school, is it Northwestern? You know, just, I don't want to poison your thinking. I'm thinking, I got him right now. If he can hold on to the ball, I might put him at my lead running back and then bring in the speed merchant. And who are you going to put in for Debo this week? There's a vacancy. Who do you want to see more of? You got it, Black Goldberg.
I want to see Simple get in there and do his thing.
You and me.
Yeah, like I think that'll be a good, we can kind of judge and see if we're gonna keep him or not. If he can get in there and kind of take over, Debo role. Like last week he did the Mufasa thing.
Yeah.
And Debo he run those particular plays. So he did it well last week. So why not put him in there? See if he can run some routes, and if he can do a couple of other things and things like that, it'll work out. It'll push Richard James out the way.
Goldberg, you know what the biggest problem is, though? He's too light in the pants, and you know how Kyle Shanahan is about blocking. I think that's why Richie's not seeing as many snaps as he possibly could since he's been with us, too. Kyle has to think about you have to be able to block. Maybe Simba can. I don't know how strong he is.
Yeah, you don't necessarily have to have him in there the whole time. Like, just,
I agree.
On certain plays, kind of just throw him in there, kind of throw the defense off guard, and they ain't gonna know what's happening.
And I got him for kickoff return.
And you got that. That he that'll be two things that he got better than Richie. Like if he can catch the ball without dropping it, bye Richie.
I know.
But I had when I got off the phone with you the other day, I had this thought I haven't been to a game since 2019 when we played the Steelers, and I was just thinking it was my first game in a long time, and I was like, man, and I had just started listening to you, and I was like, man, it'd be real nice to go to a game and then see Ronbo come up on the jumbotron, and it'll just be it'll just get the whole crowd hyped. Like, can you see yourself doing that?
Yeah, well, that would be fun.
Yeah, man, it'll be fun, man. It'll be so much fun.
But I gotta tell you, the way Levi's gonna be jumping now, it'd be hard to hurt. You know, that 2019 season, I remember we got a couple of calls from the game, and Candlestick used to be a madhouse, but Levi's, it has potential. It was rocking. People was everywhere. Nobody was sitting down. It was crazy. I said, look at that. I think the ghost of Candlestick has returned.
Yeah. But yeah, man, like I hope this game turn out good.
You give me some projections.
Sunday and things like that.
Who's gonna star in this game?
Who's gonna start?
Yeah, we stars. Because there's always somebody. Last time it was Trey and Sherfield busted out. Bam! 6. Oh! Deep downfield. And let's see, do we have anything going on defense that we could say whoopee? And then Simba had a nice day. As far as I'm concerned, that big return, the jet sweep, that's why everybody's hot on him now. What do we do defensively?
I think Simba gonna be a surprise. I think with Debo being out and things like that, they're gonna give Simba a little opportunity to kind of get in there and see what more he can do.
Mm-hmm.
Like we got BA, we got IU. He gonna get in there. He gonna give him a couple of plays.
Jennings.
And then we got Jennings. Like, I think Jennings would be a good backup for Sanu as a backup at number 3.
That's it. That's his spot. If Sanu sits or gets hurt or can't play for some reason, it's Jennings. He fits that profile.
All day.
Strong block.
All day.
Strong play. Not getting a lot of speed, but he's a third down guy.
Yeah, so but back to Simba though, like I really think he gonna get his shine on, because like how we saw in the practice today when Raheem got that ball and he took off, like the defense couldn't do nothing with that speed, and then you got Simba, he got some speed around the corner too, so we can use that.
That's why I wanted that jet sweep.
Speed gonna kill him.
And you notice how he runs, Goldberg. The dude runs looking like it's not. I hate running against guys. He's running against guys like natural speed. Simba's not even working hard. And you just see him gliding through everybody. Look at that. Oh, we got one of those. Because they got a few of those around the league, but we never had one.
Yeah, you don't see that out of Richie. You don't see that out of Richie. You know, the biggest complaint with him was he throw his hand up in there as soon as the ball was kicked off. He was just like goddamn, you know. It's like, man, come on, try to get a few yards, man, come on.
I wish the punter would have faked and act like he was going to kick the ball and watch Richie's head go up too soon. Kyle Shannon, time. All right, Richie, get over here and sit down. And so, Richie, he deserves another look, though. We've had him for years. I want to see what he looks like. Somebody said put him in the third and fourth quarter. Papa Dragon, in fact. Maybe I want to see him in the first or second quarter, too. Richie, come on, man. One more time. Don't. Anything's catchable, you miss.
We just gotta let Richie go. Like we let Richie go. We take the potential we got in December. We can keep Hurd. We can keep Hurd.
You gonna keep Hurd?
Like I honestly. Yeah, I feel like we should keep Hurd and things like that. That's just too big of an investment. He got too much upside.
And you already spent too much money on him,
hell,
too.
goddamn, it's like, you would think, hell, like, goddamn, it's like, man, like, look at Bosa. He had an ACL injury.
And now,
chat it up with him, see what he got going on.
Yeah.
It's like he got the same type of movements that that he needs to do. And which requires a lot more of a load and things like that. Like check, change your diet up, do something.
we just talked about that. Goldberg, we're going to run out of time here, but I will see you Sunday during and after the game, and we can talk some football and talk about what happens this Sunday. And it's a perfect time, too. That game's going to end up probably around 7:30, 8 o'clock. Oh, yeah. All right, fam. See you then.
All right, man. Mine is all day.
Yeah.
Get it.
Night, fam. And they call her Shania. Shania. Shania, come on in, girl.
Hey, Ronbo.
How you doing?
Good, you?
Absolutely fabulous. Shania, we have the Debo issue, his legs. You know, Debo, as far as I'm concerned, one of the most dynamic wide receivers in the NFL. For what he does to a game tempo and environment, he sets a table for the 49ers to just beat teams up. You know how Debo likes to play against the Seahawks? I need him every time we play the Hawks to brutalize them, embarrass them, demoralize them, make them feel foolish, make them feel like, what are you doing on the field with the same 49er team? He just does a lot of great things. So, I'm trying to figure out how he can be replaced. And then, of course, you got Fred Warner out there ending the game by beating up on the Chargers, and it's just been a nice day today. But Shania, who's going to be the stars for this weekend? You got Jermichael Hasty. How do you feel about him, our running back that's out there now, versus Trey Sermon?
I like Trey Sermon better.
Yeah, that you should. I probably do too, but I need to see Sermon do. Shania, do you remember how Carlos Hyde used to run? Remember Carlos used to go find somebody to run into? Actually, he's gotten better since he left us. But Carlos used to always seem to go find somebody to run into instead of looking for a gap. Trey Sermon kind of did that last week. Yeah, I'm kind of worried about that. And then we're looking at Simba to be do a little better job for us on the return game, if nothing else, versus Richie. You know what, though? Did Richie ever... I think Richie did have one return against the Seahawks in 2018. He did, huh? Okay. Should I take that back? Richie gets in one more shot. Sunday evening, Richie plays with the twos. As soon as Trey comes in, Richie comes in. Or he can come in with Jimmy, anybody, I don't care. But just bring him in, let's get a look. Maybe he's sorry, and he's going to do better this time. What do you think?
Maybe.
Oh, God. And Trey's been working with the ones, so he should look a little more confident, a little less. He didn't really seem nervous against the Chiefs, but he did come a little undone after all those sacks. So maybe with the offensive line staying out there with him a little longer this time, maybe they can keep him upright, like somebody mentioned a little while ago, so we can get some better things done. So we can see a little bit more of him this weekend as opposed to what we saw last week. Because 4 sacks in 2 quarters or a quarter and a half is 2 quarters, almost 3. That's too many times. He's got to have more time to throw. So we'll see. Anything else you want to add?
I'm mad because these Cowboy fans made me mad today. But I refuse to eat at the place I work at just because I'm wearing a 49er mask.
Wait, this is funny. They came in and observed that you were wearing a 49ers mask. Oh, well, thank you. No, never mind. We'll go somewhere else. How did you know they left because of that?
They said it.
You and Bill are doing God's work out there. If you're annoying Cowboy fans, you have the support and applause of the entire Niner Empire. Let's get a round of applause for Shania and Bill agitating their blue shirt, darker gray, whatever that color is, pants, Cowboys. Oh, I love it. You know what, Shania? I wish you would have read the door. It says, and stay out of here. You made my day with that. That's hilarious. Well, Shania, pay no attention to them Cowboys. Next time they come in, wave at them, too. Throw kisses at them. Hi, boys. Hi. Point at your hat. Whatever else you're wearing. We got to go. I love you. Hey, tell you what. We'll give you a shout out and do the Cowboy song at the end. Dallas. That's funny. God. I wonder if they were really hungry, too. You know, you turn. I wonder if we give Ellis enough time. Ellis, you had enough time? You need some more time? Ellis. Ellis may be still tied up. Okay. Oh, there he is. Ellis, you got time for us? You ready?
I'm in line. I'm in line right now.
We'll come back.
I'm about to walk out. Thank you.
You go ahead. We'll be back. All right.
Thank you. Thank you.
And now let's go ahead and check in with Tony and see what's going on. Tony Tone. Come on in, Tony. Tony.
What's up, Ronbo?
Tony, I'm just sitting back here. Yeah, I'm listening. Can you hear me?
Yes.
You know, Tony, I just want to, with you, I could point this out because this is hilarious. I'm looking at this replay. You know, every time Jimmy makes a mistake of any kind, even if he scratches his nose the wrong way or something like that, Lord knows if he throws an INT, right? So I'm looking at like Byron Murphy on a replay here, doing a toe tap and INT on Mahomes. See, people think that when you go to practice, you're supposed to be perfect before you go in there. We don't go to practice to work on our game and get better. We get scrutinized during practice. So I'm laughing. I'm saying, you know, the irrational hatred on that quarterback is strange. And if people think that Jimmy's the only quarterback that throws INTs in practice, go get him and let's see if we can sign him up. You know what I'm saying? So, oh, God.
I understand how you feel, man, because I be getting on these knuckleheads about Matt Ryan. He threw a pick in practice, and the whole world was coming to an end.
Some people don't understand.
You know, they just won't get over Michael Vick, Ronbo. They just won't. And Michael Vick won nothing.
Yeah, but it's not like Michael Vick can play now. He's retired and in the studios. Oh, they want the same thing.
They're still
well, you know
mad
what?
because
I know what you're saying. I just realized the throwback to like Mahomes, same thing. Or not Mahomes, but Montana. Since then, we've wanted another Montana. So, you know, but these are once in a lifetime people. You're not going to get those. You can get another version of somebody that's good, but you're not going to get the same thing. And you're going to walk around unaccepting for the rest of your life? Really? So, you know.
Well, some of them got to grow up. That's all I can say. And I had just saw that pick. I'm watching the game. The game was over, but you know how the NFL Network replays them? Yeah. I just saw that toe tap interception that Mahomes threw.
Yeah.
I just saw it about 2 minutes ago. But Ronbo, I got some trivia for you.
Yeah, give me that.
And this trivia is not. I'm not a superstitious person, so I you know, but in 1981 and 1984, you know who the 49ers' first road games were against?
81 and 84.
First game of the season.
But I have a feeling the reason you asked me that question is because it was the Falcons.
Nope.
Rams?
It was at Detroit both times. Both times. You know
what am I talking about? I read that recently because I was giving Don Burr grief one day, and explaining that to him. Don, you guys are good luck for the 49ers. Whenever we start a season off with you, we go to the Super Bowl.
Yep. At Detroit,
times.
both times. And y'all went to the Super Bowl and won. So that's just something for your brain housing group for future reference as the season goes along.
I got like goosebumps as soon as I read that. Yes. What are the odds of lightning striking twice like that in history? And here we are again.
And don't get me wrong. The first time y'all beat them, the second time in '84 y'all didn't beat them, but y'all still went on to win the Super Bowl.
It's about
so it doesn't matter.
It's about the game, just on the schedule, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So
yep, at Detroit, week 1. Yeah, that's interesting.
So
Very interesting.
Yeah, so I'm thinking, we're gonna just.
How's camp wrapping up for your team?
Yeah. And just what's going on in Falconville? I mean, anything spectacular we need to, other than the Browns and Giants fights are. See, the Browns and Giants are doing more fighting than they are playing ball, they're another joke.
No, I disagree. I think they're both going to be good. Man, the Giants are a good team, Ronbo. I'm looking at the rosters. That's why I be telling these Cowboys knuckleheads. But the Giants, I told you about Azizi Ojulari and Blake Martinez, who used to be with the Packers, but for the last 4 years, 100 tackles a year. He was second in tackles in the NFL last year. They just got Danny Sheldon, former #1 pick.
I was watching that game. I seen his big butt running across the field.
Yeah, that's a big dude.
I said, Danny, that's New York. All right.
Yep.
Good place for you.
So Leonard Williams had 12.5 sacks last year at defensive end. What do you think he's going to do now with Danny Shelton?
Whoa. Did you say Williams had 12.5 sacks last year?
Leonard Williams, yeah, you made the Pro Bowl.
I didn't know he had that kind of season. You remember that year when they got drafted?
He got a contract extension.
Oh, Williams and Defoe. I remember everybody was trying to compare the two, but Williams went like number 3 or number 4 or something like that year. And we picked up Defoe at 13, somewhere 11 or 13, and I was ecstatic, But I knew Williams was going to be a bad boy. He wanted to play for the Raiders, as far as he was telling people. It's like, what's his name? The Browns assassin from the edge. What was that edge rusher?
I can't think of his name, but I like him too. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, he wanted.
Texas A&M.
Yeah. Remember how he was campaigning to be with the Cowboys? He was doing videos and everything else. Jerry Jones, one thing I've always wanted to be is a cowboy. I knew. Myles Garrett. He really wanted to be with the Cowboys because I think he's from Texas, and he was worried about no good Mexican food in Cleveland. Man, I mean, what? Well, you know what? Why don't you open up a restaurant since you're getting paid mad money and hire some folks from Texas or any place else that you think that you could trust the food and franchise them up, get them a store. That's too funny. Yeah, they ain't got no good Mexican food in Cleveland.
And Ronbo, I was watching the first quarter. I like him anyway. That Isaiah Simmons is a dog, Ronbo, for Arizona.
Yeah.
He can run for linebacker. He was all over the place in this preseason game. They took him out now, but that dude can play.
Did you
just
know?
Playing him wrong out of position.
And here's the thing: we just got a guy called in here named Eric. He said he recommended 49 fans stay away from Madden, as they have Isaiah Simmons running Mostert down, making a play. But Tony, Isaiah's fast. He's got really fast, too. He ain't catching Mostert. Yeah. If Mostert's got one step on him, he's gone. That was hilarious. I want to see that race,
Arizona's stupid. Arizona's stupid in their 3-4 round, but they're playing them inside. He's an outside linebacker. They're playing them inside.
That's why they're never going anywhere, Tony. They got that coach that doesn't know, he's strange. He wasn't doing that before he left Texas. Why he got a job in Arizona is amazing to everybody.
Yeah, I'm still wondering about that one. It was way under 500 at Texas A&M. I don't get it. I don't get it. Hey, what's the deal with your second round pick at right guard? Did he get hurt?
No, he's Aaron Banks is having a little problem comprehending what Kyle is cooking. It may take him a while. He got hurt. He's got a little shoulder thing going on. He's got some kind of a stinger that's going to take him out for a little bit. But he's going to be a little bit of a project for a bit. I suspect that could last a while. I don't know how long. So I guess we got to stop getting all happy about him because we got a real problem with the right guard position now because if Brunskill has to go to left tackle, which I suspect he's going to have to do, if Trey needs any extra time because his knee. So I don't know.
Right.
I'm really worried about
But Ronbo, I'm excited about the fans being back.
I know,
I'm
right?
excited about my team and the fans. Just the fans, the fact that the fans are going to be back.
It adds to
I'm
the game.
really excited about that. And I'm excited about defenses.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really focused on like your team, the Giants, my defense.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't really looking at the offense. That's why I'm happy about the Cowboys because their defense is going to be trash.
Mm-hmm. Tony, you can say that because your offense is always all world. So all you've been waiting for is some defense. Y'all just the Falcons, man. Got everything.
We'd have a world championship if we just had one stop, one third down stop, 1-2 because we gave up two 2-point conversions in that comeback. We just stopped one of those things. We'd have had a trophy.
Just like
but
that.
That's the path. I'm looking forward.
Well, Tony, we're gonna go. I tell you what, I'll look for you Sunday, festive, fun Sunday. I didn't even know the Giants played today, huh? I'm gonna go check that out after. It's always fun to. All right.
No,
Tony,
not the Giants. The Reds. The Washington football team played Cincinnati today.
Oh, okay. Because that fight we're talking about hasn't. Okay, the Browns and Giants aren't playing yet. All right.
Must have been a practice.
Oh, hey,
or something.
Kansas City played though. I'm looking right at it. What are you talking about, Ronbo? Kansas City played today. Oh, I definitely got to check that out. Yeah.
Yeah, Kansas City, and it was 2 games. Kansas City and then Cincinnati
and WFT.
and Washington. They played. Yeah.
All right, Tony.
So,
see you Sunday.
good talking to you.
Always.
All righty.
Appreciate you. All right, Tony.
Appreciate you.
Yeah. And let's go check out. Oh, Ellis.
Yes, sir.
Ellis, come on in here, man, because I would wait. I'd have waited for another half an hour, bro. That's because that's what you mean to me. You know what I'm saying? I can't go a show
I
without
appreciate
Ellis.
that.
So what?
I
Ellis?
graciously appreciate that.
Oh, Ellis, and I'm serious too, man. Hey, Ellis, you're looking at things starting to develop now. That running back room is suddenly becoming interesting. We got Debo dropping out today, pulled himself out of practice because, slow down. So, Ellis, you ever pulled a hamstring? Ellis, you got something?
No. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I was just there's a little noise there. I was wondering if you could get your hold of that. But you pull a ham. You know how when you do pull a hamstring, it's actually too late by the time you feel that pinching back there, right? And then you try to pull up. And you can't. It's like you can't stop the car fast enough. I was picturing Debo out there. Because it seems like it didn't pull all the way, but he sat down because he felt a little bit of a strain. So we're waiting for the MRI results to see how bad it is. But
Damn.
Crazy.
I don't know what it is. Is he not stretching all the damn way?
He's one of the dudes with them big, tight muscles, fam. That's all I can think of. He needs to change his diet. He's got to do some things different than everybody else. So he's not. Somebody's got to give him a talk.
I think he needs to stretch a lot better, man. Because I know sometimes it didn't mean that much to me, but I appreciated the time. I played some really good games, man. When I got really like a nice, thorough stretch. The staff and stuff would,
come back and help you stretch your legs.
Players and stuff. Yeah. Some of guys help you stretch out and get you real good. You know what I mean? To where you're not having those kind of issues because the Debo takes short, quick steps and he does a lot of muscle. His muscles flex. He's the kind of runner where he runs and he's trying to get, he's trying to flex while he plants, in every single way. Which a lot of times you got to do when you're making cuts and corners, but because he's taking such smaller and quicker steps. I think it's just overly exerting those muscles, and it's like a hyper, kind of not a hyperextension like you would in a limb, but I mean,
but it's high stress.
You're just
really stressful.
Yeah, it's high, exactly. On the muscles, so because he keeps having the same kind of injuries, the damn groin and the hamstring type stuff. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of that stuff I feel like is related to just not stretching all the way. You know what I mean? Like stretching real good.
And the thing is just laziness. If you don't go out there and do that and think you get away. Ellis, hold on, I got to make an announcement. Chat, Seahawks Rain has been excused. He has been blocked. So if you're concerned about that, it's done. He should know better than that. How many times have I asked people not to do that? All right, go ahead, Ellis.
Yeah, no, I just feel like he might not be stretching all the way and giving his body the best opportunity to work for him, and instead of against him. So hopefully it's if he's getting an MRI, I mean, damn. Hopefully it's not bad, but not having Deebo Samuel for first game, the potential 3 games of the season because of him needing to get some big time rest and repair with that body is not something that I'm looking forward to. However, I would rather Deebo not be there than a Nick Bosa or a D Ford.
Ain't that the gospel truth?
If I'm picking my poison, if I'm picking my poison, I'm definitely gonna have Deebo sit and rest, and I'll take Nicky and and D for sure. But hopefully he comes back. But this is a reoccurring thing, so I'm concerned that he may not make it past his rookie contract if he misses anywhere near half a season. You know what I'm saying? Unless he comes back and plays out the rest of the season and just goes insane, I'm kind of concerned that Deebo may not get that contract. But I mean that's more on him than us. But I love Deebo Samuel. I love what he's brought to the team. When he's been able to play. I know what he can do. We all know what he can do. Just the problem dude he
starts things. If your offense is stagnant, get the ball to Deebo. I really like him. So I hope he can come back. Some kind of therapy on his leg. There must be a way to keep him healthy. Because it's soft tissue.
Yeah, he's got to find some alternative ways.
Yeah, it's not a joint or anything. It's soft tissue. Come on, why can't we fix this? Because I only pull the muscle once in my life. Yeah, you don't have to pull that all the time. But like you say, the way he runs, and somebody else pointed that out too. It's the way he runs that's going to be stressful on his legs. Somebody said about that on Twitter.
A fact.
He'll always have an issue with that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, most definitely. So he's got to kind of, because if you watch him when he trains, you can see the way he runs and when he plants, when he moves. He's really trying to, he's really trying to work his body, but he's taking the smaller, quick steps instead of getting actual distance between, using actual stride and trying to use his body a little bit differently and his legs differently. I know he's not as tall and as long, but that don't mean you can't take long strides. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean you can't reach your full potential with the stride between your legs while moving at a fast pace. So he's going to just have to do some things alternatively to kind of, get out of that, which hopefully he does. But, as far as what I saw, from the camp, I heard some really good things, man. I seen there was some bad things that went on. Talanoa was getting smoked.
Did he?
So yeah, there was a couple touchdowns, that was on him today. Yeah. So I mean, but he'll do better, and that was one of the things that he's not the best in certain areas, but he's really good in a lot of other ways. So he'll coverage is not his thing really. But I know he'll get better at that. And with Jimmy Ward and a lot of the other guys there, man, I'm hoping that he can pick their brain and kind of jump into their frame of mind and get that experience and just those different ways that he can get better, which I believe he will. You know what I'm saying? But I could tell that's why D'Amico was D'Amico was saying during the thing, he says he wasn't as enthused about talking about Talanoa today. I noticed, so I didn't find out why until later on. And I said, "Oh, that's because he gave up a couple TDs." So but it happens, man. He's learning. He's new to the game as far as the NFL, and he's going to get better, man.
Yeah, So sometimes it takes time. If he got a feel for it at SC, he didn't probably come in as a freshman looking like he did as he left. So yeah, I'll give him time, no problem.
Yeah, Trey got in with the first offense today. Was looking good. Got a nice big run. Got some good passes in there.
Yeah.
He was, he's doing well today. So I'm glad. As long as he's getting better. And I think one of the things that's going to separate Trey from a lot of other guys is he's not arrogant. A lot of these other guys are arrogant. You hear how Justin Fields is talking. You hear how Trevor Lawrence is talking. Trey's all about getting better. He's not pumping his own head up. He's not talking like, oh yeah, man, it's just I got it. And it's the game's actually not even that slow. Justin Fields is a little bit arrogant, man.
Wait till they speed it up.
But
on
shout
him.
out to him. Shout out to him for being confident. And if he balls, and he's a great player, but it's kind of just hopefully that doesn't work against him. That's all I'll say. And I'm glad we got a more humble young fellow in Trey, who's willing to work and get better, sees his mistakes, wants to change and fix those mistakes. And I'm hoping that he implements what necessary changes.
And he's probably a good student
that are there.
So I think he's a student of the game. So he's got the right teacher. It's what I like about 49ers coaching staff. There's teachers, not just coaches. So he'll learn.
Man, did you see that? You see how Carl Lawson was out for the season with a ruptured Achilles?
That happened. Lawson is a
couple of days ago.
Yeah.
Lawson is that big free agent that the Jets just signed, Robert Saleh, and they lost him for the season, man. That's one of their biggest defensive players, man. So I know that hurts coming from having to lose Nick and lose D with us last year. Some of his best players on defense, and now he's kind of getting hit with that again over there at NY. So I know that was a little hard for Saleh, because I know he was real excited about having him there.
Starting off with losing personnel, that's not a good thing for sure. So
yeah, not at that level, especially with a big contract guy. You know what I mean?
A prayer out for him.
Hey, we got Joe Staley, Ronbo.
I know, right?
We got Joe Staley, Ronbo. I was talking about it last year, man. I was thinking, I'm hoping he comes to be a coach, but it seemed like he didn't want to come do it. And then, well, you look at that.
Yeah, well, Joe wasn't ready to do it just then, but you knew there was going to be a time. I didn't know it was going to be this soon. And look at this. As Kyle says, I'm just glad to have him home.
I'm really excited.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I'm really excited. That's going to do a lot for our offensive line, I know we still got to get better,
especially
though.
Mike. Yes. Yeah, oh, yes. I just hit me, Ellis. Big Mike Mack.
Exactly.
Now he's got his favorite dude hanging around to get in him and get on him every time come back to the sideline. What are you doing, Mike? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Look at me. What was that? I get a feeling Joe used to do that to him all the time. So we're gonna see.
Yeah, man, it's a blessing. It's a blessing for us. Yes, sir, Brother Ronbo. Thank you as always for the platform. I know you got to get up out of here. Thank you for waiting for me. I appreciate you as always. And, bless the staff, man. Everybody there, man. Shout out to the Niner faithful, all the guys out there, man. And let's get ready, man. We got the Trader Josephs. Is that what we got this week? I can't wait, man. Shout out to Shalua, man.
We got them Chargers boys, and they're going to be ready to rumble, they think.
Oh, we're playing the Chargers. The Raiders are next?
Raiders are the dress rehearsal.
They're the last of the Mohicans, huh?
Mm-hmm.
That's right. I don't know why. I think I was just anticipating more to play them and beat up on them. So I guess we got to wait another week, but that's all right.
It's going to be fun.
That'll be a nice game.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
All right, Ellis.
Thank you, Brother Ronbo, as always, man. Peace and love. Yes, sir.
Looking for you Sunday. Have a great night, fam. There you go.
Okay, you too, champ.
Yeah. Hey, wait, Ellis. Are the little ones asleep?
I got one.
Hi. Hi, Ronbo.
Hi. And who is this?
It's my daughter, Edani.
Edani. Hi, Donnie.
Johnny. Hi.
Ellis, how old is she?
Peace, Ronbo.
How old? How old are you?
For life. It's for life. Peace, brother.
All right, fam. I'll see you Sunday, Ellis. How adorable. Anyway, Bobo! Jimmy G throws picks in practice because it's practice, and that's the time to practice high-risk plays. God, somebody who gets it. I love it. It's our starter for now, so let's support him. That's really difficult for some people. Never stop smacking him, smacking him, smacking him. One thing I like about Jimmy, I don't think he listens or cares or hears all the slander from guys that don't really play no ball. Hey, whatever you do, you can't never do nothing wrong. Funny thing is, Jimmy's not the only person out there not doing things wrong. But it only matters that he's doing it wrong. That's why I look forward to this season like I've never in years done. This is going to be funny. Fam, thanks for the contributions tonight. I shall see you Sunday. And get ready. Rumble! Oh. Boom. Mama, don't let your babies grow up to be cowboys. They got bad taste and no grace, and normally walking around with egg in their face. Mama, don't let your babies grow up to be cowboys. They'll never win another ring and constantly be singing, oh, how we'd like to get back to the bowl. I'm going to get this. I'm going to get about 4 verses on this before the season's over. Cowboys! You have a good night, too. Niners!